Let me start off by asking something. Have you ever stared at a project status report and felt like it's giving you information, but not really any kind of insight? Like you've got some 13 charts and 10 dashboards in front of you, and still wondering if you have the answer to the question, are we making the right decision? Hello, everyone. I'm Nisha, and I'm a customer success manager here at Siloxis, helping organizations like yours make success not just a goal, but a habit. And we are also joined by our colleague today, Rashmi, who would be helping you with any questions over the chat. And today I'm also going to run you through what it really means to make data driven decisions, not just to monitor your projects, but to lead them with confidence, consistency, and also at a scale. Because data driven decision actually helps you with three really important things that every PMO craves for: clarity, to spot any kinds of troubles early before things spiral; confidence, the ability to defend your choices not just with your gut feeling, but with undeniable facts; and lastly, speed, that agility to act before your issues snowball into an avalanche. Now, let's have a look at our game plan for today. We're going to start with a strategic overview, those high level executive insights. We'll then dive into optimizing our portfolios, understanding our investments, and tackling any kinds of challenges. We'll then visit our what if analysis and test out new opportunities safely. And lastly, we're going to have a look at project execution and see how data empowers our daily decisions. We'll start off where the biggest bets live: your strategic dashboards. Now, think about your organization's strategic vision, that North Star that you're all aiming for. Our executives often set those bold goals that we want to increase the market share by 15%. We want to innovate our core product line. And all of that is great. But then we look down at hundreds of projects that we are running and often feel a disconnect. Are these projects truly building towards our vision? Or is all of this just busy work? I once spoke to a head of a PMO who told me that we had so many projects, Nisha, that we felt that we were being productive. But at the end of the year, when we looked down at our strategic goals, we realized that we're building a beautiful house, but on the wrong piece of land. Before, this was just a feeling, but now with data, that becomes a fact. And that's where Siloxis comes in as your strategic compass. Let's drive straight into Siloxis and see how, with these kinds of strategic dashboards, we can take the right decisions at the right time. This here is your strategic overview dashboard. And in real time, you can see how our strategic pillars are being supported. We can track our key objectives of emerging as a global leader in the industry and also fostering a top tier work environment with clear status indicators showing if something is on track or needs your attention. You can immediately grasp right here how close you are to realizing your overall strategy, what percentage of work has been achieved. Now, this is extremely powerful for executive reviews to quickly identify if all the manners that you're putting in and day out on your projects is actually moving the needle at the strategic level or not. Going down, you can see all those key results that help you finally attain your strategic objective. For each of these critical key results, you can also see the latest updates and the current achievements set against the target and also the baseline. Now, here you can see not just if something is off, but also what is contributing to it, right? We're talking about accountability right from the start. These are the kinds of reports we actually visit maybe on a quarterly basis or at in the middle of the year or at the end of the year. But right here with these dashboards, you can track your strategies monthly, even weekly if needed. Now, what if I need to dig in deeper and understand each of my strategies in detail, how we are doing on each one? No worries, you can just drill down further. Now, this is a dashboard that pertains just to emerging in as a global leader. You can see right here all your metrics, understanding how much work has been done, any risks, how much budget we are spending on achieving this strategy, and also if there are any delayed activities. These metrics gives the leadership the immediate insight to ask the right questions in the next meeting. Down here again, you see those key results that help you achieve the strategy and the initiatives to emerge as a global leader. Now, let's say you need a holistic vision of your investments. That how are we, spending all our money, how are investments going at the strategic level. We also have a dashboard for the same. This is extremely invaluable to understand everything at the budgetary level. You can see the total budget that is being spent across all your strategies, and also this line chart to show you month on month progress. Also understand your crucial trends over time. Down here, this bar chart, it illustrates the budget utilization for each of your strategies. Again, broken down by those key results. This is every PMO's dream for strategic alignment with your budget. We can clearly see the amount that we are spending on emerging as a global leader. We can also see that a significant portion of our budget is being spent on initiatives that do not go with any of our strategies. Perhaps even less is being spent on aspiring for pinnacle success. Now, this insight is critical. It allows you to quickly identify uh, all the areas of strategic misalignment to budgetary spends. You can confidently say that if you're spending $1.78 million on your strategies that, your initiatives that do not align with any strategy, we rather reallocate budget to initiatives that actually drive the big picture goals. This is to ensure that every dollar that is being spent works for your strategy and not against it. Again, here you can see all your strategies at a strategic level, a heat map, and a month on month reporting on each of your key results, grouping up at your strategic level. Now, this is about dashboards at your strategic levels. Now, let's zoom in deeper to understand your portfolios. Um, your portfolios isn't just a collection of your projects, it's your organization's investment engine. And just as any good investment, you need the data in order to minimize your risks and maximize your returns. Think of any financial investor. They'd analyze, they'd strategize, even diversify to decide where to put their money. Why should your portfolios be any different? Yet you hear from so many PMOs who make these kinds of decisions, maybe based on their gut feelings or maybe on their past experience. Let's see how Siloxis helps you change this. Mm, right. Okay. Now, this is a portfolio kind of overview dashboard for people who do, the classic kind of project management, portfolios, programs, and projects. This dashboard gives you an immediate pulse on all your portfolios. The top widgets quickly show you the current active count of your projects, your total cost versus your budget. 88% of your budget has been utilized, the aggregated effort in man hours, and also the total count of risks. Then, this report lists out all the three portfolios that you're currently working on with the latest RAG indicators, also along with a concise summary. Right away, you see that your IT portfolio is red. There's no doubt on where our attention needs to be today. But before we dive into this specific portfolio, let's have a quick look to the other powerful reports on this dashboard. This timeline view is an overview of all the projects across your different portfolios that allows you to spot any overlaps or major timeline conflicts that could impact your resource availability. And down here, this bubble chart, it's fantastic for quick insights. You have a month-on-month progress for each of your portfolios, where the color of the bubble shows you the health and the size its budget. Right away, you see there's a big red bubble in your IT portfolio of $470,000. Now, this screams that we have a problem, and it also pinpoints precisely where your budget is at risk. You can drill down further to see what are those projects leading to that color red. You can drill down into the project to get in details. You can also just start off a discussion right here, talk to the people within the project and understand what actions can be taken to bring the project back on track. Right here, you also see the budget distribution within all your portfolios. You can instantly see if your money is being put on where your strategies are. See a huge chunk of money being spent on hospitality and also your IT portfolios, but understanding that gaming is barely getting any funds. This report also highlights potential misallocations. Like if gaming is a strategic growth area and if IT is bleeding money, this data provides the factual basis for an executive discussion. Should we cut down on that IT initiative and redirect those freed up $470,000 to our gaming portfolio for potentially faster ROI? This is what we're talking about when we say strategic fund allocation in our morning meetings. Down here, you see your costing at the portfolio level. And finally, the S curve chart that visualizes your plan versus the actual cumulative cost for all your portfolios together. If your actuals stays consistently above the planned line, it indicates a pattern of overspend across your portfolios. This prompts the PMO leaders to investigate underlying issues like poor estimations, scope creep, or resource inefficiencies across the board. It's about identifying those systemic financial health issues that needs broader PMO policy adjustments too. Now, let's drill down into that problematic IT portfolio and see what fixes we can apply to bring it back on track. Now, this dashboard here is drilled down to show you information just to your IT portfolio. Similar metrics, but showing you information for this specific portfolio. Down here, you see the 3 programs that are running under your IT portfolio: custom development, networking, infrastructure. And right away, you see your custom development portfolio is red. Down here is similar reports at the program level. But before going here, let's just quickly jump into this program as it seems to be the place where the problems are. When you drill down further, now you see the projects that we are running under the custom development program. When you go down further, and yes, right here, you see that all the projects within the program are red when it comes to budget. This is where your detective work finally pays off. Seeing all projects in a program over budget seems or indicates a systemic issue, perhaps poor estimates by the project managers or resource allocations, or maybe even a widespread scope creep. You might identify some common factor, maybe a particular resource bottleneck across all your projects, or maybe some new external requirement that was not factored in earlier. Perhaps after reviewing all this data, we realize that our software development project is significantly bleeding money due to some outdated framework that we are still using. And the decision here could be maybe let's pause this or even sunset this specific initiative in the program and redirect its remaining funds and resources to something that is less problematic, has a higher strategic impact too. Maybe we can redirect it to our new product development and get the project across the finish line faster to demonstrate tangible value. Now, this is what we're talking about, making tough but data-backed calls to cut down losses and also reallocate for maximum impact, probably even at the cost of discontinuing some projects. Now we have seen how we can drill down from the portfolios down till the project level. But how can we identify the right projects to put into your portfolio? We often have, we always have a finite set of resources when it comes to people, budget, and time, but seemingly endless ideas for growth and innovation. What are the projects that finally get the green light? What are the ones we defer or cut down? Is it just the loudest voice in the room or the one that actually delivers the highest value? Right here with Siloxys, using the what if analysis, it just becomes your sandbox to assess your opportunities and make the right call. That's what we mean when we say don't just guess, but simulate. Imagine we have a new client that comes in and asking if that new project can start off in July. How can we do that using Siloxys? Let's try that out. Okay, right. Now on this what if analysis dashboard right here, we have grouped up a few opportunities that are in our pipeline. And for each of the opportunities, we have also gathered some data points: the budget we would require to execute each of these opportunities, the revenue, and the margin too. For each of these opportunities, We've also created a high-level plan in order to understand what resources we would be requiring for this particular opportunity and what would be the duration, the time frame where we'd be requiring these particular group of people. Along with that, we've also added a few criteria we are going to consider to finally give a green light to a project. We're going to have a look at the budget, also at the margin, and most importantly, our resources. Now, let's select a few of these projects or other opportunities and put them into a hypothetical state. What if we execute these opportunities? How are these sets of opportunities going to affect our budget, our margin, and our resources? Let me just, sorry. Let me just refresh this and yep. Right away you see, we do not have enough budget to take up these projects. The margin doesn't look good. And these red cells here clearly indicate we do not have enough resources to take up these projects. Maybe we push out the dates for one of these initiatives when we have enough capacity, or we put something on hold to take up these opportunities because they seem to be more important right now. Maybe we hire more resources to take up all of them together because we can't afford to put anything in the back burner right now. These are the kinds of calls you can make by by running these kinds of scenario analysis. Now, as this doesn't seem to be like a good fit of projects, maybe let's put this back into the requested state. Let's try out with something else. Okay. Refresh. And right away, you see that now I have enough budget to take up this group of projects. The margin looks great. And this blue and green capacity chart is the most important factor that helps me in accepting this new growth. You can now confidently say yes to this new revenue because the data confirms that you're not going to burn out your teams or blow your budget when we take up these new opportunities. This helps your PMOs strategically accept new opportunities, confident in their resource planning, and also the financial impact. So this is how you can select the right projects in your portfolio. Now, let's run briefly to the front lines, the projects themselves. While the most critical and enterprise level decisions happen at the higher levels, the project managers also have to take vital calls day in and day out. And let's see how Celoxys empowers them. Project data isn't just about accountability, but it's your early warning system and also your performance accelerator. A project manager once told me that my before Celoxys, all my project status reports used to be like a history lesson. By the time I gathered all the updates, the bomb had already exploded. But we don't really want history lessons in our hands. We want real-time intelligence. And let's see how you get that from Celoxys. I'm going to now take you to one of our most loved reports, the cross-project Gantt. This isn't just looking at one project, but your entire operation in a go. Right away, you see your timelines. You immediately spot what are the reds, what's slipping, and more importantly, what can be fixed and adjusted. As a program manager, you can instantly see if pushing out a phase in a specific project is going to have a ripple effect on the other projects or not. For example, you see that our website design program is facing delays. And you can ask, if I adjust the deadlines on this one, would that overbook my QA team right here? Why, guess. You can quickly jump onto your workload report and see that your QA team seems to be available during these times, not really occupied during this month in order to take up new work. You can quickly hop onto the project, adjust the timelines of that specific project right here, and make the best use of the available resources. Now, this helps you make informed adjustments to balance your workloads and avoid any kinds of bottlenecks, ensuring team productivity. Now, this is what we call about optimizing your resource deployment on the fly. Now, we've had, a lot of details in, let's say just 20 minutes. We've taken a rapid journey through the power of data-driven decision making right from your strategies, seeing if our bets are aligned. We then move to optimizing our portfolios, tackling all of the challenges you have, new opportunities, reallocation, even drilling down to see your problematic programs and projects. We've also explored what if scenarios to confidently embrace new growth. And finally, we saw how data empowers the project managers as well to make those daily decisions. This is a lot in this much time. So let me just end with this, that data alone does not make any decisions. It's people who make those decisions, but data driven decisions, that's what's made by leaders. And good decisions made at the right time in the right context, that's what moves your portfolios forward. Siloxis doesn't just give you dashboards, it gives you the foresight. And it helps PMOs stop reacting and start orchestrating the growth of your organization from one project to an entire strategy at a time. Because at the end of the day, the best project management tool isn't just the one that helps you think clearly or act decisively, but also the one that lets you sleep peacefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha, for the wonderful session. Like you rightly said, it's not only the decisions, the data-driven decision making to be able to see your data in real time so that you can take those data-backed decision is important for each and every organization. Thank you so much. And we'll keep the floor open for questions now. So I'll begin with the question. Nanda is asking, can we get dashboard for resource planning percentage and utilization? Yes, definitely. In fact, that's one of the key feature that we offer. Here you can kind of, see this information. You can dice the information the way that you want. If you're interested, you can block our calendars. Just drop us an email and we'll set up a session to show you all of this. Moving on to Andres, is each view of the workload as a different report? Yes, so typically to make it easy for you to switch between the reports, we have set them up as separate reports. However, these are customizable. At any point, you can edit, add columns, add filters as you need so that you can see all of this information on a single workload report, either by projects, by role. These are simple columns that you can add as required. The next question, how can we set up a project program portfolio structure as shown? So that's a documented steps that we have. If you can send us your email address, we'll be more than happy to share that document with you or even organize a demo so that you can see this for yourself and ask the questions during the session. Amit, where can we add strategic objectives and initiatives? So basically that requires a bit of a setup. You can go to the admin menu under custom fields. You can add a field which reflects your strategic objectives, and initiatives would then be mapped. So under the custom fields tab, you would be able to map your strategic objectives that align for that specific project. Once you create a report, you would then be able to see that grouped accordingly. Again, drop us an email and we'll be more than happy to walk you through those steps. In the upcoming weeks, we'll be doing more such sessions covering different topics, showing you the key strengths of Siloxis and also aligning with, what are the top challenges any organization would face, with resource utilization, with getting the data-driven decisions or insights that, you would need to align with your objectives and portfolios. So do subscribe to Siloxis so that you can see the different webinars, the different chats that we are planning to host in the upcoming months and weeks. Wait, I think those were the questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to join us today. Thank you, Nisha, for walking us through this webinar, covering very important points and some good insights to what the reports can do for organizations. So thank you, everyone, once again, and we look forward to hearing back from you in case there are some questions we haven't been able to answer. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.